Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Today, what I'm going to be speaking about is it's a very personal journey. Nothing is really just personal, just to one person. Everything is for everyone. And I think as many people who feel that they have a spiritual life are very connected with nature. And as a child, I was very connected with nature. I was always out in the garden, looking at the plants, communing, being silent. And yet, you can be in a certain place, and yet your heart and your mind and your soul and spirit can be in space, can be anywhere, can be with a godly being. And that is really, as the people have said before me, that spirituality is not something that comes to you. It is just something so natural. We don't really have to do anything about it. But I feel that in this life I have always been very connected with the earth, with Mother Earth, with the human experience, with her elements, because we receive everything from her. And as I've forgotten the name, but as the person who spoke about the smile, that is so essential, because when we are fully connected with the divine beings, with our own divinity, the smile just appears. I'm going to now tell you a very personal story about something that what I'm going to do first is going to tell you about the personal story, then about the Gaia Minute movement and how it comes together with the World United. I also would like to say that in the end, we'll have a very short meditation, an experience of oneness. So a few years ago, when I would be driving my child back from school, she told me one day, Mom, I'll say 3 when I look at the clock and you say, oh, 3. And I said, what does that even mean, Yashodhara? And she said, look at the clock. And the clock said 3:03. And I realized what a simple, beautiful little game she has made for us. We realized that very often when we looked at the clock, we would see these numbers. And sometimes these numbers have a meaning. But I couldn't find any meaning within me. I couldn't understand what that meant. And I couldn't understand what these patterns were meaning. I couldn't get anything on the internet because these are the different ways in which we seek meaning. And so what I did was I asked one of my guides. He's my medicine Reiki guide. And I told him, have you ever heard of these spiral numbers? And what do they mean? What are these patterns? And he said, I have not heard of them, but how do you feel when you do? And I said, well, when we play this game with my daughter, we start laughing. And he said, maybe that's what it was about. Your daughter has given you the gift of laughter. You know, very often, like many people, I was a very serious person. I was looking for truth. I was looking for universal truth. I wanted to see what is there in this world which is really universally applicable to everyone. For me, spirituality was a very serious affair. But this made me realize, yes, it's true. Just lightheartedness, just being peaceful, and sometimes just laughing, maybe that's what it's all about. As they say, truth actually is very simple. The truth that I have been seeking all my childhood, all my youth, was just something as simple as what is the experience that you're having. You can be having any experience and bring that deep depth into it and just enjoy it. And that is spirituality and that is truth. You know, what is it when we talk of Gaia? What is this world that we are living in? What is this human experience that we are having? We are connected with the entire Brahmand. We are connected with everything. When we talk of past lives, where have these past lives come from? When have we had them and what have we had? In a moment, you can sense who you are and what you are and where we've come from. In a moment, we can sense that we are connected not only to the earth and to her elements, but to all living creatures, to all beings sentient and insentient. So another day, when I was in an online community called Gaia, a very amazing being came in our midst, and he just told that he just called himself Eli. And he told us, this was in 2009, that it is necessary now for the people of the world to come together in a daily prayer project. And this prayer is not about saying to God, please give me something. It is just a connection in which we go into with gratitude and love for Mother Earth. And because we are not separate from Mother Earth, we are a part of her. And I said, but so many of us are anyway meditating. We meditate all the time. We're always in a state of meditation. We're in a state of connection. But he said it's very necessary to have this as a regular practice that you do for just a few minutes. But this was in 2009, and people had already heard about 2012, and many people were feeling that this is going to be the end of the world. A lot of fears had come up. So when he said pray, 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 people started getting very scared. The word prayer sometimes scares people. The most beautiful things of the world can scare them, because then they start wondering, is something bad going to happen? So one day again, when I was driving back from dropping the children to school, I was driving by this beautiful bay, and it was sunrise. And it was almost as if I was called to go there. I ran towards the ocean as the sun was rising. And a beautiful message came to me. As a complete message, it just came almost without words. But when I came home, I quickly wrote it down. And it never changed. It was the most memorable moment of my life. And the message that came was this: 9:09, the Gaia minute. At 9:09 in the morning or evening, let us spend a moment or more to beam our highest vibration into Gaia, Mother Earth with all sentient and insentient beings. To raise our vibration, we can pray, meditate, hold intention, or simply visualize Gaia as healed, healing, whole, radiant. When thousands of people join together in an endeavor such as this, the energy so generated can bring about miraculous changes. When each of us adopts this as a practice, as a daily practice in our own time zone, our Mother Earth and all of us get the benefit of around the clock healing. The most beautiful part of this message is that it never changed from when I received it, so I didn't feel that it came from my brain. And the number 9, as we know, is a very amazing number mathematically. If you add anything to the number 9, it remains the same. When you reduce it, it doesn't change anything, and yet it enhances the vibration. It brings harmony. It changes the vibration of anything that comes into it. And that's why I think that even Dr. Yugandhar, when he sent the message for healing, which we are all doing now, for the crisis, for the war that's going on, he also chose the time of 9. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to share this, because look how many times 9 kept coming. It's not really as so much even time, it's really like the message that you get from it. So for a moment, if all of us could just connect with the essence of your human life on earth. When you came into this world, how did you take birth? You were one. You were one cell, one from a father and one from a mother. Everything that we are, everything that we have become, everything that we can become, all potential was in that one cell. That one cell then cloned itself again and again and again, till all the parts of the body grew from that one cell. every cell in our body has that same one first smiling self. That smile particle is in every cell of our body. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, just feel that connection with that oneness from which you have come. The left eye may look very different from your right shoulder, and yet they have the same cells, the same DNA, the same genes. When we are breathing in, where is this air coming from? Who had this breath before it became your breath? When this breath leaves your body, where does it go? It just goes all around the earth. Everything that we are breathing in, we are breathing one another. As Thai said, we interbreathe with this most essential part of us, our breath, the one that defines our life. We are actually not individual at all. We are unique, but we are interconnected with all life forms. The air particle that we have breathed in now, maybe there was a camel in the Bactrian desert who had breathed it out. So with the breath, we can connect with everyone and everything. Because it is not just air that enters us, it is consciousness. And that is the biggest message that I got from Gaia. Gaia is not just Mother Earth as a planet, it is consciousness. It is the consciousness of oneness. It is the consciousness of allness. As many beings have said, all know, as Kabir Das said, all know that the drop merges into the ocean, but few know that the ocean merges into the drop. So close to what Rumi had also said. Different sages, different windows, but one light. All of us together in We Are One Goa, in the World United, all of us are doing something important in our daily life, in our individual lives, with our families, and for the world united. Each of us may feel, what is it that I'm doing? I'm speaking for 10 minutes. Am I just attending something? What is it that I'm doing? What are you doing? You are the drop in the ocean. And without you, that ocean would not be complete. How wonderful it is that we can share in these moments. Wherever we may be in different time zones or in different countries or places, but here we are all together as one. So I leave you with this message, which again I got from Gaia. I am Gaia. Love me as I love you. Forgive me as I forgive you. And I said, forgive? Why do I have to forgive you, Mother Earth? Because whenever there are floods or whenever there's anything that troubles us, we get upset and we feel that we have been harmed and hurt. Care for me as I care for you. Delight in me as I delight in you. Honor each other so I may be honored. Enjoy my gifts so I may enjoy yours. See me in you as I see you in me. Care for all brothers and sisters. Love my children as I love you. Go and involve all. It is time. Thank you.